we're back now. As you can see, I've got everything connected, and actually that cable they give us is probably to use with the RF pass-through. So you have your antenna right here, and then next to it you could have a cable running out to your television as a way to pass audio and video. I'm using the standard composite RCA jack cables. There is no S-video, and of course there's no HDMI. You probably have a high-def box if you did. So I got this on my TV next to my TiVo Series 3 and my Voodoo, so it's a little out of place in this environment, but hopefully we can all get along. And out of my closet, I dug out an old Turk antenna, which seems rather large. Actually, let's look out the window. It's a beautiful day. Check out the pool. The pool doesn't open for a few hours, which is why we're filming, because I know how to prioritize. All right, so I got this hooked up and pointing at the TV. So we're at the config wizard here, and I'm just gonna go ahead and run through it. It says the setup wizard will walk you through setting up your converter for the first time. Before selecting continue, ensure that the over-the-air antenna is connected to your converter. Any existing channels will be replaced when you select continue, and I assume that means if you're rerunning the setup. So the options are to point the antenna, help, and continue with the setup, and we're just going to go ahead and continue. And right now, if you look at the bottom, it's saying searching for channels, and there's a green progress bar that's moving left to right, which is hopefully visible in the camera. They found a channel. Awesome. We'll see how long this takes, and if I have to start humming the Jeopardy theme song. That's about all I do. Alright, bunch of channels just came in. I don't know what these are, but we'll find out in a few minutes. We'll look through some of these. Alright, now the real channels I can see are in there. Channel 5 is Fox, 9 is CBS. These other channels are probably like 30 iterations of the WB or the CW or whatever they're calling it now. And there's probably several PBS stations. They were the first to go high def over the air here and really mean it with multiple channels. There's WJLA, channel 7, which is ABC. So it looks like it's not just getting the prime HD channels, it's getting the secondary ones where they often run weather information and things like that. So it says complete, 14 new services added, and there it goes. It says choose your time zone and if we observe daylight savings, and it is already selected Eastern, and daylight savings is yes, which is accurate, so I'm going to go ahead and hit next. Select TV set out channel. I assume that's assuming if you're using the RF cable, the coax, and we're not, but we'll set it to 3. Zip code. I guess that's perhaps for guide data, but I'm not sure. Actually, how can I enter that? Oh, you can't enter it using the arrow keys. You gotta actually punch it in on the number pad. I'll put in my old zip code. Alright, so it's downloading program guide information, and there's been a little bit of conflicting information. If this is coming from maybe a TV guide broadcast that's being paid for, or whether it's the traditional stuff that each local station is responsible for sending over the airwaves. So here we go. We're already tuned into Fox. And let me bring up that info guide again. So I'm hitting the info button on the remote right down here. Alright, so that says Fox Morning News, 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. No information available. I don't know if there is no information available or if it hasn't downloaded or processed it yet. What other buttons do we have here? We have Guide. That's this button right here. And that brings up the guide, and I'm just going to hit the up and down arrows to scroll through here. Good Morning America. I'm going to click on it and see if it changes the channels. Okay, it does change channel, and there's a nice little strength meter there, 85. So the antenna's pointed pretty well. Here's another button. I don't know what it does. Sys info right down here. Alright, that brings up information about the box itself, the software version, processor, and I guess like a serial number of some sort. If I hit it again, it doesn't send me back to TV, but there is a View TV button right here, which does. What else do we have here? We have menu. And this actually looks a whole heck of a lot like the typical dish set-top box menu, which is pretty cool for, a low-end converter. I don't know what the final price is, but the last thing I read online was $60. So with a $40 government voucher, it's $20. So here's the program guide, which we've seen before. Let's go back to the menu. And the menu button is up here at the left. Event search. So by default, there's 192 events in there. I assume they pulled down the last few days, or the upcoming, let's see. I can't actually, okay, I can scroll through here. Let's see if we can find how many days of guide data is in here. It doesn't look like there's a page down, so we're just going to have to manually just go through here. This is going to take a while. I apologize. If there was a page down button, we'd be a little quicker. So we're still on 6/12. I think today's 6/12. Yeah, actually up top where it says event search, it's got today's date, June 12th, 8:24 a.m. So while everyone else is getting ready for work or drinking coffee, I'm filming the DTVPal. Alright, so we're up to 6:13. Okay. So actually there was very little data in 6:13. So that initial pull was about just 24 hours of guide data, which is pretty limited. Perhaps with another pull it will add more, or perhaps that's all it can store. I don't know. Obviously we just unboxed it for the first time. Let's see what the search is. Okay, so we can search. I don't know what to search on. Let's just put in news. I assume there's tons of news out there. Most of it's probably depressing. Nice. So okay, so the search, well, of the things in the guide, 50% of it is news apparently. 67 matches. Fox Morning News, Network News, Newswatch 9, France 24 News. That's interesting. Euro News. Somebody's giving me some international news. That's great. I don't know what I would do with it, but someone might appreciate that. All right, what else can we search? All right, so looks like I have to manually delete that. I assume if you come back in the screen from another location, it will be cleared. So let's just do food, see if there's any food shows. And there may not be, and I don't even know what's on TV tonight. I use a DVR, so I have no idea when anything's on. So there's no food. All right, let's search again. Let's go back to news so we can experiment with it. All right, so we got our 67 news shows on.